Views expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of Money Radio staff, management, or advertisers and do not represent an offer to buy or sell any securities.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program. I am your host, Amit S.Katz. I am the owner of the health food store, Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells, located on Highway 111, and nearest cross street is Cook. We are in the Village. I am right next door to Kitchen. Everybody knows Jan. I'm the new kid on the block. Been there since April. Moved there from PD. Happy to be in Indian Wells. I am also the creator, the progenitor of the Amit's Lifestyles diet. It's a diet that's designed to get you navigating your health and your weight, more importantly, your weight, to where you want to go without hitting any stumbling blocks. And probably the most important part of this diet is that I'm not here. The diet isn't designed to hook you in for life. It's meant to educate you and get you on the road to losing weight so that you don't become a peon of the weight loss machine. And then that also means that you're not parting on a weekly, a monthly, and a yearly basis with your hard-earned cash. You get on track, you know what you're doing, and that's it. You can break from being controlled. And then the third thing, my third credential is my book, The Frontline of Nutrition, 50 Treatments, Remedies, and Cures you can find in a health food store. It's a book based on, it has 50 topics, 50 health topics that I've accumulated knowledge on. And again, it's not the sum total of my knowledge, but a nice selection of topics. And in the book, I show you my philosophy about how I address disease and how to go about addressing it and treating it and possibly curing it with just things that you can find in a health food store. I'd like to welcome to the show all citizens of the Valley. I'm talking to you, Palm Springs. I'm talking to you, Desert Hot Springs. I'm talking to you, Thousand Palms, Cat City, Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, Indian Wells, La Quinta, Bermuda Dunes, Indio, and City of Coachella. How are you doing this afternoon? You doing good? You feeling well? You feeling healthy? Well, maybe not so much. If you're not feeling that healthy, well, maybe it's about time you peel your face off of the TV, trying to glean more information about Miley Cyrus's disaster or, anything else there that, waiting for the next Breaking Bad to come on at 9 p.m. Trust me, it'll be there when you get back, and tune into the show because I'm here to empower you. The object of this show is to put you in the driver's seat of your health, to add pages to your health playbook, so that if and when the time comes, something comes up in your life that you need to address, you do not relinquish responsibility over your health and your life to a stranger. And that, I like to say, is empowering. And that is what I'm trying to do here. What am I trying to do here, folks? I'm trying to empower everybody. And on the subject of empowering, or empowerment, I was last night. Sometimes like the show topic today, I've been thinking about it for a week. But sometimes I don't know all the segments ahead of time. And they kind of come to me. And I kind of wait for them to come to me. I don't just a priori say, you know what, I'm going to do all the Lifestyles Nutrition radio programs. I'm just going to chamber them all for the next 6 months. And, when it comes up, I pull a piece of paper out of my file and say, oh, I have to write the show today. What happens is, it sort of comes to me. Some stuff comes to me immediately. Some stuff came to me 30 minutes ago. But I didn't really have, my intro to the show today. It was floating out there. Anyway, last night I had the pleasure of taking my mom to the Valley to meet some friends. And we were driving in the car, and as we're going down the 10 towards the Valley, I see all these billboards popping up, and there's a Mickey D's, and there's a Sizzler, and I turned to my mom and I said, Mom, I'm probably, in terms of a consumer, I'm probably one of those, I'm part of a group of people that we're useless to the system because we've pushed back. We're no longer stimulated by TV ads calling upon us to give our money to another massive chain that puts out substandard food out there. like McDonald's, or, maybe I shouldn't even really point fingers at a particular chain, but you know what I'm talking about, the junk food machine. You drive down the 10, you drive down any major highway or byway in this country, and it's there. And sometimes it's convenient, but if you eat this way all the time, everybody knows it's not the way to go. But not just that. We're not just talking about, I wasn't just talking about food. I was talking about the whole system. I'm not the person that sees an ad on TV for a Gillette Mach 4 now, or Mach 5 now, with even more blades to it, and says, you know what, I'm going to drop the cartridge with the 2 blades on it and go get one that has 5 blades on it, because I absolutely must have the greatest shave on the planet. I don't think that people see it. I don't think that people care about it. And if I have already 50 blades that I bought, I'm not tossing them out. I'm going to use them. So I'm somewhat frugal, and I'm somewhat unstimulatable, and I've decided to break from the general consensus of I'm not going to be a sheep. I'm not going to get sucked into things. I'm not going to get controlled by fear, because, like I say, if I can scare you, I can control you. Now, as the whole progression of that evening would have it, we met an old friend of the family. And as I've gotten a little older, I've started to, when I was younger, I'd see somebody who was maybe, 10 years older than me. I'd be like, listen, old man, I don't want to listen to what you have to say. I'm wiser already. You people screwed up the world. It's our generation that's taking over. Now that I'm getting a little older, I see somebody who's in his 70s and he's been doing pretty well for himself. My ears, I'm all ears. My ears are wide open, and I listen to words of wisdom. And this is what, during the evening, we had this amazing conversation about kids and how they're raised today. And we were talking about, again, the concept of how the system is constructed. Right now, the system is constructed in many ways to kind of keep you a little ignorant in various areas. And the friend of ours, during the conversation, he said, there are 3 things that are not taught in school. From the moment you go to school, they'll teach you how to finger paint, which is, tactile, but later on in life, unless you're going to be an expressive artist, throwing paint on a canvas and getting paid Jackson Pollock money, it's totally useless. So they're going to do finger painting with you, pottery. They're going to do a whole bunch of stuff, but they're not going to teach you the system. And I was like, well, what do you mean? What is it that we really need to learn in our society? And he said there are 3 basic things. They need to teach you how to, from day one, how money behaves, how to make it, how to control it, how to hold on to it, how to invest it, how not to waste it. He said the second part that they need to teach you is law. They need to teach you how the system works in terms of the law. Because if you don't know the law, when anything goes wrong, guess what? Not a problem to get you plugged into the system, and there are lawyers who make a mint. So if you're about to get, he gave me an example. It's like if you're having a mild relationship problem in any area with your wife, and and you're like, hey, let's call it quits. Well, guess what? If you're not really amicable, it's going to cost you. And lawyers know this, and the system knows it. And our politicians, 90% of them are lawyers. Guess why they're lawyers? Because they know the system, and you don't. They're in power. And the third thing, he said health. And this is where, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a money guy. I'm a health guy. That's what I do. He said health. If we taught our kids health from day one, they would know exactly what they need to do and how they need to do it in order to avoid getting to their 20s and having this amazingly complex machinery called the human body break down, and then, out of fear and ignorance, run to doctors and spend money on medications that they're not even ever going to get off of. And I looked at him like, wow, these are my words. These are my mental thoughts coming back at me. So that was a beautiful moment, how just an activity of the day sort of gave me the whole idea for, just another angle of empowerment, how we really need to start doing this thing early and often. Yeah. Anyway, in terms of health, today I really wanted to talk about male performance. Really wanted to, get folks in on this because there's a lot of information out there and a lot of ignorance out there, and I really want to to do something on the subject. So coming up after the break, we're going to go long on this. We're going to do this for the next two segments. We're going to do everything you wanted to know about male performance, what you can do about it, what's the truth behind it, the pros and cons of using performance stimulants such as Viagra, Levitra, and Cialis, the reasons why this happens to us, why our male performance gets affected, and the various things that we can do in order to navigate this. So, male performance, after the break. You are listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program on Money Radio 1200.
If good health is important to you, look no further than products from Genesis Today. Genesis Today has a great line of nutritional supplements made from pure natural foods that your body can absorb, instead of chemical supplements manufactured in a laboratory. Genesis Today is a progressive nutrition company that specializes in superfoods. These exceptional plants and fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other vital nutrients at 20 times, 100 times, even 200 times the nutritional value of common fruits and vegetables. These products are prepared with low to no heat so as not to destroy the nutrients, and package them in non-toxic glass bottles for your consumption. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center today to find out what Genesis Today product is right for you.
Guys, you have to check out Sport Clips Haircuts for Men. It's the ultimate guy's place with large flat-screen TVs playing sports and relaxing massage chairs. And oh, by the way, the perfect place to get the best haircut for guys. I can't say enough about their Sport Clips MVP. You get a precision haircut followed by an invigorating scalp massage, a hot steam towel treatment, and a relaxing neck and shoulder massage. You'll leave feeling like a new man. Sport Clips offers many other haircut options, from the triple play to the junior varsity haircut that is just right for your little guy. With 3 convenient Sport Clips Valley locations, one in La Quinta at the Sprouts Shopping Center, one in Palm Desert at the corner of Cook Street and Country Club Drive, and in Palm Springs at the corner of Ramon and Gene Autry. You can just walk in and get a great haircut, no appointment needed. The Sport Clips stylists are awesome. They stay up to date on all the latest trends for men and boys and take great care of their clients. For domes like me, the in-between haircut visit for a complimentary neck trim is perfect. Plus, Sport Clips offers beard trimming and detailing. Visit Sport Clips today and tell them the Dome sent you. It's good to be a guy.
Whenever I work out, my joints ache the next morning.
It's embarrassing to have to take the elevator instead of walking up one flight of stairs because your knees and ankles grind.
I tried glucosamine, and it doesn't work.
Thank goodness I found out about Baxel. Now I'm ready to start my day.
Almost immediately I could feel the difference.
I needed Baxel's boost of L-Arganine.
It's safe, it's natural, and it's guaranteed joint relief.
Let me spell it out. B-A-X-Y-L works.
Knees, shoulders, hips, back. Nothing felt good until I took Baxel.
There's nothing like feeling great.
Running a 10K.
Riding bicycles with my grandkids.
I really miss working in my yard on weekend. Thanks to Baxel, I spend every Saturday outdoors.
Baxel lets me be active without worrying about how you'll feel tomorrow.
I asked myself, why did I feel so old for so long?
Baxel is available at Lifestyles Nutrition Center and online at lifestylesnutrition.net. Your joints will thank you.
Have you ever gone to a health food store seeking help and left with a product you didn't trust and information that was less than reliable? That never happens at Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. We have over 20 years of matching our customers with the right supplements to enhance their life and improve their health. Come to Lifestyles and experience our experience. Feel better, look better. And now, through the summer months, receive 25% off of all of our store supplements. For more information, call 760-568-6522. And remember the name, Lifestyles, the first, the last, and the only health food store you will ever need.
Memory. It can be, well, less than reliable. Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you went in there? Ever lose your train of thought right in the middle of a conversation? What about misplacing your car keys or misplacing the whole car? If you think about it, your brain controls everything you do, walking, talking, and remembering things. The healthier your brain is, the better it's able to control all these important functions. As a normal part of aging, our memory begins to fade. Prevagen was developed to improve memory and support cognitive function. If you're experiencing occasional absent-mindedness or just want to support healthy brain function, then visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center in Indian Wells and ask for Prevagen. Prevagen is also available by calling 760-368-6522. Call 760-368-6522 or visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen today.
Check out Money Radio online. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook by searching My Money Radio and get more at moneyradio1200.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. I'm your host, Amit S.Katz. And, hey, if you're going to be calling Dr. Love, I'm right here to give you your the show topic of the week, which is everything you wanted to know about male performance, the pros, the cons, what's out there, and how we can navigate this thing to better health. Now, when we talk about male performance, okay, last week I did a show about hormone replacement therapy and the female cycle. And the moment I said that, immediately the first thing came to me was like, hey, there's probably a guy listening, or a couple of dudes listening to the show, and they're going to want to switch the show off. And what did I say? I said, don't switch it off, because this is going to teach you about the females in your life. And today, the shoe's on the other foot, and we're going to be talking about male performance. And if you're a female and you want to know about the man in your life, or about your boyfriend in your life, or about a coworker in your life, you want to know how the cogs move in the male brain and elsewhere in his body, because this is a question of physical geography as well, you might not want to tune out. In fact, you might want to turn up the volume or put earbuds in and write some notes down, because this is going to clue you in, not just to male performance, but male sexuality. And you're gonna pick a couple of nice things up, a couple of things that you might think you know, but we're gonna give you everything that you need to know. Now, who shouldn't listen to this? Okay, if there are two E words that I'm going to use throughout this segment, and they are erection and ejaculation. So if these two words sound, when I drop them, they sound like nails on a chalkboard to you, by all means, turn down the volume or turn away. But I get the feeling that you may want to listen anyway. So let's dive into this material. First of all, in order to understand male performance, we have to understand the male when there is no problem at all. When a male is firing on all cylinders. If you take a male and you strip him of the constraints of society, what you have in terms, with a female, what you have is a person that has different phases throughout their cycle. A female she will be more apt to having sex several times during the month, and then there are times when she won't. And there's some times when or different phases in her life. Well, she'll be like, I'm pregnant, I'm in my this, I'm not in the mood for this at all. With a male, stripped of any constraints of society, the drive should always be there. There is no dimmer switch on male sexuality. It's all going in one direction. We are on 24/7. It's true for lizards, it's true for roosters, it's true for kangaroos, and it's true for Homo sapiens sapiens, which is human beings. That's who we are. Males do not have a dimmer switch. We are continuous in our sex drive. That's when everything is healthy, that is when everything is normal, and that is when we feel good, when all cylinders are firing at 100% capacity. Now, there are a few reasons why this isn't happening for us. And there are a few of them that are constantly talked about on TV, but I'd like to flesh out the whole picture here. Okay. So the number one reason why your drive is going to suffer, the number one reason is there are various ailments that will immediately affect performance, such as diabetes. If you have diabetes in any way, shape, or form, it may affect your body's ability to achieve a full and strong erection. That's kind of well known. So oftentimes the way to address this form of erectile dysfunction or a problem with your performance has absolutely nothing to do with your sexuality. It has everything to do with your health. So if we fix your health first, the other aspects of your drive will come online. Your male performance will improve. There are a few other situations like this that are very common, and a lot of times guys don't, like they'll come into my store. They'll say something like, I hit my 40s. I'm not the way I used to be. I heard about this low T thing. Maybe it's my testosterone. And before I even go to any silver bullets or wonder herbs to help them, be the way they think they should be, the first question out of my mouth is, how's your health? What are we doing there? Do you have a respiratory problem? Do you have a heart disease? Are you a diabetic? Are you borderline diabetic? Because those are the things that you cannot, or you shouldn't really. I'm very holistic with this approach, and you should treat the person at the root of the problem and not try to give him something that will mask it. I do that with all areas of the things that I recommend. So all my protocols are like that. You go to where the problem began. Where did we start spiraling out of control here? So with male performance, we have to make sure that the male is healthy. So diabetes, very common. Erectile dysfunction and male performance will suffer if you're a diabetic. Another reason, respiratory problems. If you have emphysema, for instance, or if you have asthma, you can very easily suffer from this. Because in many ways, think about it. How is an erection achieved? The tubes or the chambers that fill up with blood, all of a sudden, they require a good, strong ability by the body to provide that blood. And if you're fatigued very easily because of your lungs, it will affect your heart, and then it will affect, indirectly, it will affect your erection. Third reason, heart problems. Very common. Very, very common. You'll find guys that, I've seen this before, maybe they're past, they've gotten into their 50s, and they've developed a heart problem, like an arrhythmia, problem with the heart isn't beating in the proper way. And lo and behold, the next thing that happens is they fatigue very easily, and then they have a problem. And that immediately affects their performance. So, number one, the number one reason that affects performance is it has nothing to do with your testosterone. It's got nothing to do with you being a male. It has everything to do with your health. Second reason, fatigue. We live in a world where, back in the day, all I ever had to do as a caveman, all I ever had to do was leave the cave, bring something back home to eat. I would bag it. The missus would cook it, and that's it. That's all I had to do. But today, in order for me to be the modern caveman, I've got to wake up early. I've got to go to work. I've got to hustle in traffic. I got to hustle back from traffic. I've got to clean the garage. I have all these chores. My stress level's through the roof. The economy's been really poor, and that's stressing me out. I have all these stresses and all these things to deal with. Not just me as a male. Females have this too. But now it's affecting me as a male. What am I doing here? I'm so stressed out. I put out so much that by the time sleep comes around, it's affecting my sleep. It's affecting the way I'm eating. I'm not eating on time. This is something that I hear from males all the time. But somehow we're supposed to do all of this, deal with all the stresses, all the financial stuff, run around, and then on top of that, I would like to actually get around to making some sweet love to the woman in the cave, right? But when that happens, what happens to me? Maybe after a little while, it's chipped away at me so much that that's it. I can't do it. Third reason, nutritional deficiency. Nutritional deficiency. In order for us to have a good, strong erection, we need to actually have good blood. If we're going to have good hormone levels, we need those nutrients that are key to forming the hormones in the body. We need certain minerals to make sure that sperm count is high. Without it, there are just certain minerals, if you don't get them, like selenium, boom, sperm count will drop. And amino acids, for instance, the key components that actually make up sperm are amino acids, protein-based. If you don't have those, your performance is going to lack. If you don't have those amino acids, you're not going to be building testosterone. You're not going to be building all the other hormones. Then there's a completely other area of your health, which is depression. If somebody's suffering from depression, that will directly affect your drive emotionally. You might be all that and a packet of crisps in every other area of your life, but emotionally, something's going on with you, and that will affect your desire. The mechanics will be there, the machine will be working phenomenally, but you won't be coming online the way you want to. And the last one is obviously low testosterone. And there's a lot of attention being paid to the whole low testosterone phenomenon. And low testosterone can be caused by a nutritional deficiency, by massive amounts of fatigue, if you're pushing every day of your life. Low T can actually be caused by a health condition. And if your circadian cycle, which is your adrenal cycle, is off and you're experiencing fatigue and possibly depression because of it, it will affect your testosterone. Now, we're going to go to break. And when we come back from the break, I'm going to continue with our show topic of everything you wanted to know about male performance, and we're going to get into the reasons why the pros and cons of why to use various sexual stimulants such as Levitra, Cialis, and Viagra, and the three aspects of male performance and how to go about addressing it naturally. You are listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program on Money Radio 1200.
NBC News Radio, I'm Melissa Rayberger. White House Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough went on 5 TV talk shows today to pitch President Obama's request for congressional authorization to attack Syria. New Mexico Democrat Senator Tom Udall appeared on NBC's Meet the Press, saying he is disappointed.
Disappointed that the administration has given up. They have given up on the United Nations and on rallying the world.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Rogers spoke on CBS's Face the Nation.
It is a confusing mess up to this point, and that has been, I think, their biggest challenge on what is an incredibly important issue. And this cannot be about Barack Obama. It has to be about what is in the best interests of the United States of America.
Congress returns to work tomorrow, and surveys indicate President Obama faces an uphill battle in winning congressional backing for a Syrian military strike. President Obama will speak to the nation Tuesday night in a final bid to win public opinion on the Syrian issue. This is NBC News Radio.
Jay Farner here with Quicken Loans. Here are 2 simple words that should make you reconsider waiting to buy a home. Buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,350. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 4.5%, APR 4.53%, that payment could support a $265,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6%, that same $1,350 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $215,000 mortgage. That's $50,000 worth of home that you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Give Quicken Loans a call today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com and maximize your buying power.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLS number.
Are you tired of paying too much to watch your shows on TV? Hey, if you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish, where promotional prices start at only $19.99 per month. Not only will you get the same channels you know and love for less, Dish will also sweeten the deal with free HD for life, premium movie channels, and Blockbuster at home for 3 months for free. Did I mention that promotional prices start at only $19.99 per month? Dish is home to award-winning technology like Hopper and Dish Anywhere. Switch to Dish and see what real value is. Free HD for life, special discounts on premium channels, scores of movies with Blockbuster at home, plus extra savings when you bundle with DishNet high-speed internet service. Get the same channels and pay less with Dish. Call your Dish authorized retailer at 800-863-5196 for details. That's 800-863-5196. Again, 800-863-5196. Limited time offers, separate 24-month agreements, and cancellation fees apply. Restrictions include credit qualification and auto pay and paperless billing. Call for details.
Hi, everybody. everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. Oh, gosh. We just don't get enough of an opportunity to listen to the Miracles and Love Machine. Well, and it's obviously, we threw it in there. Come on. Our show topic today is everything you want to know about male performance. And if you want to be that love machine, I'm going to try to help you. Or at least I'm going to try to get you to as good a machine as you can possibly be. So, before we went to break, we were talking about the reasons affecting male performance. On the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program, as I've said many a time, yours truly, Amit S.Katz, I'm going to try to put various pages in your health playbook. And for you guys out there, I'm going to try to add a couple of pages today. So before I went to break, I was saying that we talked about the reasons affecting performance, and it's anywhere from a health condition through fatigue, nutritional deficiency, emotional problems such as depression, and low testosterone. But let's talk about the three aspects of male performance, because everybody thinks, hey, it's just all one thing. No, there are three things that males experience. And for women, this is something that you may want to chamber. You might want to write this information down. So the three aspects of male performance are, one, in order for us to do the job, the equipment must be functioning. And that calls for a good, solid erection. There's no way around it, okay? If your erection is good, wonderful. Then you have staying power. And that's something that, again, it can be accomplished through medication. It can be accomplished naturally. The second thing is a sense of pleasure during intercourse. Okay? So, like, for instance, I talked earlier about diabetics having a problem with performance. Now, I know a few diabetics who cannot achieve an erection. So they'll get past stage number 1 by using Cialis or Levitra or Viagra. But because diabetics have a problem with sensation, the pleasure that they're going to be feeling won't be great, or it'll be diminished. So it's not just good enough to get an erection. You also have to, during the process, you have to enjoy it. The flip side of that is the flip side of staying power is maybe there's too much sensation, and that would be it can be emotional. You're overexcitable, and that's caused and that's called premature ejaculation, or there is a genuine problem with oversensation, which also leads to premature ejaculation. So there's a fine range. There's the one where you obviously want to do the job. You don't want to go in there and be out within a minute and be frustrated about your performance. And on the other hand, if you're going to be there for a little while, you want to obviously enjoy it. And the third part is the ejaculation itself. When the male actually ejaculates, we sense pleasure. I'm sure that maybe one or two of our listeners out there, from time to time, you've had a real stressful day. You've done everything you wanted to do in the day. You were out. Like I said before, you went to work. You dealt with the stresses of life. You drove to work, came back from work. You had dinner. The kids are asleep. You went ahead and said, hey, now's a special time, honey. And when it came time to the final big crescendo, wasn't that big of a crescendo. It was like a little bit of that's a little bit of an anticlimax, actually. So the three aspects of our performance, all three of them need to kind of come online. All three of them need to happen at the same time. Now, there are a few really cool things that you can do in order to ensure that, 1, you have a good solid erection, 2, you have a good sense of pleasure during intercourse, and 3, that you have a nice solid ejaculation. And I'm going to throw a few things at you, but if it comes by a little too quick, by all means go ahead, write to me at lifestylesweb@yahoo.com. I'll be more than happy to send you a list of these things so you can write them down, come in, pick them up, or if you some of this is just a little obscure and it goes by you a little too quick, by all means call the store, Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. Our number is 760-568-6522. Ask for me, Amit Katz. Again, 760-568-6522. So there's a bunch of stuff out there for a good, solid erection. Number one is an herb called yohimbe. It comes from East Africa. It's found in capsule form. It's found in liquid form. The difference between the two is that the liquid hits the body very rapidly. The capsules have a longer duration because they have to go through a process of digestion. There are a few other herbs that all continents have yield something. All continents have some folklore or something that's used for this. So in Cameroon, East Africa, yohimbe. I kind of like yohimbe. I think it hits the mark really quickly. Something from South America, which is very effective. It's called catuaba. C-A-T-A-U-B-A. Catuaba. Catuaba is it's a bark from a tree. That also very, 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 very effective. 500 milligram dose. It comes in 500 milligram capsules. 500 milligrams. Two of those, 1,000 milligrams. 45 minutes before ETA, and you should be good. Now, in order to increase a sense of pleasure for us males, there are a few things. There's actually a really nice product out right now, which is also a testosterone booster. It's by a company called Nature's Plus, and they make a product called T-Male, just the letter T dash male. Company's Nature's Plus, and it does increases a sense of pleasure. I like this product too. Very, very nice. And for a good, solid ejaculation. Now we're talking about sperm count. How do you increase sperm count? Okay, don't be dehydrated. There's just so many swimmers in your sperm. Okay, most of it is water. So if you're dehydrated, if you're a long distance runner or you're a gardener or you work out in the elements, fixing the junction out there on Cook Street and Highway 111 next to our store, which is slowing down traffic in Palm Desert and Indian Wells area, you're one of those guys, please come on in. You can pick up any of these other things, but please do drink water. Water is the number one thing. Secondly, the key components that actually make up sperm are amino acids. There's one amino acid called L-Arganine. L-A-R-G-A-N-I-N-E. L-Arganine. 1,000 milligrams 2 to 3 times a day. Very, very effective. Now, there's just one caution with L-Arganine. If you suffer from viral infections, such as herpes or shingles, L-Arganine will actually feed those specific viruses that lay dormant in the base of your spine. So if you're going to take L-Arginine, you need to offset it with some L-lysine, L-Lysine, and that will ensure that the virus doesn't become active. Also, it's important, in order to have a nice, good sperm volume, a multi-mineral, very important. For instance, if you're low in a mineral by the name of selenium, what will happen is that your body's, the actual final production, you can have all the arginine in the world and drink all the water in the world, but without that selenium coursing through your blood, your body will have a hard time actually physically executing good sperm. So, instead of just sitting here and saying, well, which one of these minerals should I take? Just take all of them. Take all of them in a combination, and that will really, really help. And then the last thing is essential fatty acids. Stuff like omega-3s from fish oil, omega-6s, and omega-9s, such as evening primrose oil or flaxseed oil. And those are the things that you need in order to pull this off. Now, these are natural ways of going about addressing these male issues. If you're going to have good male performance, you can rely on these. But, with the whole Viagra explosion, revolution that's happening out there in male performance, there are a lot of silver bullets. And yeah, it's true. You can go and take a hit of Viagra and you'll perform wonderfully. But there are some pros and cons to that. So who should not be taking Levitra, Cialis, or Viagra? Anybody with a health condition, such as high blood pressure. Why? Because what these drugs do is they create a blood flow in the area, and it will raise blood pressure. So if you're a little bit on the critical side, you got to be careful with these medications. You know, you can maybe use them from time to time, but be very, very careful. There's a major reason why I'm not for these drugs, and that's because once you have that sensation, let's say your drive has been on a little bit of a decline for the last 20 years, and let's say you're 55, you haven't been performing as well for the last 10 years, and you took a hit of Viagra and you went back to being the stud that you were always, that you remember being in your 30s. That creates a physical dependence. You know, you're going to be like, oh wow, I'm not the way I was without this stuff. And by doing that, you're really avoiding why your sexuality or why your performance was in decline. You know, maybe you were deficient in selenium. Maybe your testosterone was low, and you're not addressing it at all. You're just going to the silver bullet, and you're like, listen, I don't care. It makes me happy. Wouldn't you want to treat it at the root? And do you really want to be dependent on a medication that costs $10 a pop? I mean, there's some generics out there. You can go to Mexicali, cross the border, and you can get a knockoff version of Viagra that costs $2 a pill. I'm told it's not as great, but and you can get headaches from it and whatnot. But why wouldn't you be all that you can be? And going naturally is a wonderful way of being all that you can be. Physical dependence and the fact that they don't correct the problem are reasons why I'm really not big on going the medication route. I hope that this was informative for you. If you ever have any questions on this, like I said before, feel free to call me at the store, 760-568-6522. Ask for Amit, that's me, yours truly, or if you're a little embarrassed, I mean, again, it's no big deal. We say erection, we say ejaculation, and many other E words throughout the day. But if this is embarrassing for you, by all means, go ahead, fire an email at me to lifestylesweb@yahoo.com. Okay, coming up after the break, we're going to do Herb of the Week, Best Question of the Week, and the Acupuncture Report. You are listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program on Money Radio 1200.
Memory. It can be, less than reliable. Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you went in there? Ever lose your train of thought right in the middle of a conversation? What about misplacing your car keys or misplacing the whole car? If you think about it, your brain controls everything you do, walking, talking, and remembering things. The healthier your brain is, the better it's able to control all these important functions. As a normal part of aging, our memory begins to fade. Prevagen was developed to improve memory and support cognitive function. If you're experiencing occasional absent-mindedness or just want to support healthy brain function, then visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center in Indian Wells and ask for Prevagen. Prevagen is also available by calling 760-368-6522. Call 760-368-6522 or visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen today.
Whenever I work out, my joints ache the next morning.
It's embarrassing to have to take the elevator instead of walking up one flight of stairs because your knees and ankles grind.
I tried glucosamine, and it doesn't work. Thank goodness I found out about Baxel. Now I'm ready to start my day.
Almost immediately I could feel the difference.
I needed Baxel's boost of L-Arganine.
It's safe, it's natural, and it's guaranteed joint relief.
Let me spell it out. B-A-X-Y-L works. Knees, shoulders, hips, back. Nothing felt good until I took Baxel.
There's nothing like feeling great.
Running a 10K.
Riding bicycles with my grandkids.
I really miss working in my yard on weekend. Thanks to Baxel, I spend every Saturday outdoors.
Baxel lets me be active without worrying about how you'll feel tomorrow.
I asked myself, why did I feel so old for so long?
Baxel is available at Lifestyles Nutrition Center and online at lifestylesnutrition.net. Your joints will thank you. If good health is important to you, look no further than products from Genesis Today. Genesis Today has a great line of nutritional supplements made from pure natural foods that your body can absorb, instead of chemical supplements manufactured in a laboratory. Genesis Today is a progressive nutrition company that specializes in superfoods. These exceptional plants and fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other vital nutrients at 20 times, 100 times, even 200 times the nutritional value of common fruits and vegetables. These products are prepared with low to no heat so as not to destroy the nutrients, and package them in non-toxic glass bottles for your consumption. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center today to find out what Genesis Today product is right for you.
Have you ever gone to a health food store seeking help and left with a product you didn't trust and information that was less than reliable? That never happens at Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. We have over 20 years of matching our customers with the right supplements to enhance their life and improve their health. Come to Lifestyles and experience our experience. Feel better, look better. And now, through the summer months, receive 25% off of all of our store supplements. For more information, call 760-568-6522. And remember the name, Lifestyles, the first, the last, and the only health food store you will ever need.
From the Coachella Valley out to the world. Listen to us anywhere. Streaming live 24/7 at moneyradio1200.com.
Do that to me one more time. I can never get enough of a man like you. Oh, kiss me.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. That last music selection was not mine. That was a beautiful suggestion by our beautiful show producer, Valerie Harvey, who makes me sound like $1 million, and her 2 cents are worth $100. So thank you, Valerie. You're wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do best question of the week. Best question of the week was fired to me at lifestylesweb at yahoo.com. Comes from MT in Palm Desert. MT says, Dear Amit, interesting show. Do you have a silver bullet for preventing kidney stones? Let's put it this way, MT. I don't like the idea of a silver bullet when it comes to kidney stones because it's a highly evolved situation. So I'm not going to give you a silver bullet. I'm going to give you 5. How about that? I gave you a 6-gun shooter worth of bullets. Hopefully you choose more than one, because kidney stones often are a metabolic disorder. Something's going on either with the person's diet, with their lifestyle, and it can be a little bit more evolved than that. I mean, there are 2 main forms of kidney stones. There's uric acid kidney stones and calcium oxalate kidney stones. Those can be corrected through diet. The other forms, the struvite stones, and I mean, those can be actually an indication of some bigger problems. Anything from a problem with your parathyroid, through to a possible problem with your hypothalamus. So it can be more evolved. But if the stones are calcium oxalate or uric acid, I recommend the following. Drink more water, because what happens is if you don't drink enough water to dilute these minerals, they will concentrate and form in the kidneys, and possibly continue and actually form in other places along the way. Eat more berries and cherries. Berries and cherries, what they do is, calcium oxalate stones will benefit from drinking more water. Berries and cherries bind with uric acid. Uric acid can be due to a diet that's really high in protein, and we metabolize protein. The part that ends up in the urine is the uric acid part, and then when that concentrates, it can form a uric acid stone. So if you eat berries and cherries, they actually have components in them that neutralize uric acid and allow it to move from the body. The third thing I recommend is calcium with your meals. If you have calcium oxalate stones, what happens is oxalic acid is actually arriving into the bloodstream, and then it's combining with minerals. So if you actually consume calcium at meal times, it will bind in the digestive tract with the oxalic acid found in your diet, and then your body will actually excrete it before it even arrives on site. So calcium with every meal. The fourth thing is potassium citrate. Potassium citrate in the kidneys actually connects and binds with some of these metabolites and allows them to move out of the body. And then the fifth thing, which would probably, it was actually when you said silver bullet, because I'm such a people pleaser, I really wanted to go ahead and just give you that silver bullet. This would have been the silver bullet, although, just out of caution, I don't want to go silver bullet, but this would have been it. There's a Chinese formula called 8 Righteous Tea Pills. Chinese name is Ba Chen San. B-A, separate word, Z-H-N. Third word is S-A-N. Ba Chen San. And that's a formula that corrects various urinary tract problems. It actually addresses anything from kidney stones through to the bladder and urinary tract infections. So, MT, please come on into the store. Lifestyles Nutrition Center, our humble little health food store in Indian Wells. Press the flesh with the Katz man, say hi, and you will get a prize. That's what we do here. Best question of the week. If you fire a good question at me, gets my creative juices, my health brain juices flowing. I usually give a person a prize for that. So yeah, come on in and we will talk. Okay, herb of the week. Let's do herb of the week real quick. As I told the story at the beginning of the show that me and my mom went to an evening with friends in the valley. When we were there, we had dinner, and at the end of dinner, the host really likes to do coffee. Does some really nice coffee. Usually brews it himself, and he did these little mini shots of like a Turkish coffee, and I had a sip of it, and I was like, wow. This is really yummy. This is really delicious stuff. And it was, I asked him, what is it? And he said, it's coffee with hal. And I said, hal? What's hal? It tastes like something really familiar. And he said, hal is the Arab name for cardamon. And I was like, wow, cardamon. That's my herb of the week. Cardamon is a really unique herb. It's found, first of all, and cultivated everywhere in the world. The spice route from India just erupted everywhere. It's such a friendly and useful herb that everybody, every culture has it as part of their food or part of their medicine. In China, there's a series of formulas that are used to strengthen digestion, and it's found in their formulas. These formulas use the black cardamom, not the green one that you're going to find in most markets, either in pods or in powder. And it goes anywhere from China all the way to Guatemala. Guatemala is the number one producer of cardamom in the world. Second after them is India. So as you can see, it's all over the planet. I have a friend from Guatemala. Actually, it was my first book, the Frontline of Nutrition, 50 Treatments, Remedies, and Cures. My first book sold to an American in Guatemala. And he told me, man, we put this in everything. We do chewing gum with it. We cook with it. So it's a very diverse herb. It lends itself really well to desserts. As you can see, it found its way into all these cuisines from in Norse countries. They'll use it in different pies, in Chinese medicine, chewing gum in Guatemala, coffee in the Middle East. But so it's just this yummy, delicious herb. I like to do desserts with it. It lends itself really well for that. And it's really good for strengthening digestion, and you can find it almost anywhere. Now, let's wrap the show up real quick with the acupuncture report. Me and Dr. Peter Liu, he's our acupuncturist at Lifestyles Nutrition Center. We've been doing our little outreach program to try and help vets. So if you know anybody who's a vet, who's come back a little banged up from Iraq, who's come back a little banged up from Afghanistan, by all means, go ahead. Let him know that he can get treated at our place for 3 months for free. Give us a call, 760-568-6522. We will treat them gratis. Chances are the VA did what they could do, and maybe they fell through the cracks. They're not addressing them emotionally or physically, and we would like to take their health to that next level. Peter Liu, Dr. Peter Liu, just a phenomenal individual. Does really, really excellent work, especially with pain, emotional pain, physical pain. This week he did some amazing work with a couple of people who had really problematic knees for a while, and he's just hitting it out of the park. So if you're really looking for an excellent acupuncturist with Chinatown prices, we don't treat people it's not rock and roll star $200 treatments here. It's Chinatown acupuncture prices. He's your man. Where did the time go, Valley? It just slipped through my fingers like most good things. And money.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes. Thank you very much for listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. You are listening to Money Radio 1200.